Hey, so a lot of guys were asking about my release aid for my compound bow for archery, and I'm happy to go through it, and that's what's actually in front of me right now. Why I actually use one of these is I can't actually move my right shoulder very high. I've got very limited range of motion of that, and as I used to shoot recurve, part of the rules in recurve is you can't use mechanical release aids. So I had to switch to compound, and therefore I'm now using one of these. This is just literally a standard release um, that closes on the D loop, and then once you aim and go through your just go through your process and all that, you pull the trigger and that releases everything, and then hopefully you're in the goal. Um, this bar, uh, you can take these two screws out, and then this can move any length forward and back. Moving this forward and back moves this whole apparatus, like either a little bit forward or a little bit back, obviously, and that just gives you some more length on here if you need it. Um, but honestly, I've actually never touched it. I've never needed to. Um, Obviously, with the with the same I don't know how you'll say, but with the same type of thing, there's two screws in there. It's an Allen key actually. You loosen that. This little bar here that can do a full 360 and go down, well until it hits this anyway. So it can go down a little bit until it hits this. So obviously this can sit at like a better level if you're not comfortable with this at the level that it's at, like by default. Um, what's go- Now also, when I originally got this made, it had Velcro, so it had the straps like over here, like this part didn't exist. It was just Velcro. Now it's a buckle because it was just when it was Velcro, it was just slipping every time I would shoot, and then um, my results from one shot to another would be completely different because the brace would move, and then so I switched this to a buckle, and obviously this does not move at all anymore. So I highly recommend, if you're going to get a brace, get a buckle because this does not move, and obviously if your shoulder's in here as well, and this brace moves, um, it caused quite a little bit of pain when it was moving, but yeah, I sorted that out, and now it's a lot more comfortable. Padding wise, there needs to be a lot more padding in it, but this is sufficient for right now. But there needs to be a lot more padding because, yeah, look, I'm not going to get into it, but there needs to be a lot more padding. But that's a balance between what's comfortable and you know what's just too much, and yeah. So I'm into. I will be adding some more padding to that later. This is actually incredibly light. Um, I don't know the weight off the top of my head, but this is barely anything, to be honest with you. I think the heaviest part of this is just the metal itself. Um, Everything's pretty much nothing. Like that's carbon fiber, foam, and then it's literally just aluminium and steel. So like those parts. So yeah, there's not too much with this. How I can see a newer version of this going, it's going to be bigger, so it can disperse the weight a lot, especially when the bows get to 60 pounds. I'm currently now around 45, 50. So it's manageable with this, but any heavier, I'm going to need a bigger brace. Um, Even shooting one full day with this is already a big ask. So yeah, that's so if on my first go round, if I got to think about it again, I would be getting a bigger brace. I mainly got a smaller brace because of aesthetics. I didn't want it. I didn't want to stand out too much. Um, For those who are asking, yes, it is molded to the actual shoulder. Like you get it molded and then you get a cast to the shoulder, so it's like a perfect fit onto the. It's like a perfect fit. It does not go anywhere. It's a perfect fit, and then itself once it's actually hooked on. Yeah, so that's how that is, and as far as everything else, this is it's fully waterproof. You don't need to worry about anything. You just go there, shoot, and that's it. Honestly, it's very low there's literally no maintenance on it. You just go do what you got to do, and that's it. The only thing, while this goes in and out, this is a struggle sometimes to actually hit this with my arm, because my arm sometimes couldn't reach. So, so that we did have to move that like a little bit, coming from memory, but yeah, like, it's that's how this brace was made. There are a few others floating about, but and each one's going to be made specifically different, just for what the archer's disability is and for the needs specifically. Now I've got very limited range of motion, so this is set out for the range of motion in my arm, and not only for the range of motion in my arm, it's also set out for like when I shoot. I also don't need to get my arm taped or anything like that, because this provides my arm with security for it not to be moving around. So that's not going to happen in there. So this provides my shoulder with security as well. So that's my shoulder brace, and thank you very much. And if you've got any questions, feel free to let me know. All right, thank you.